What's good, everybody? Key here. Today's video is going to be a complete breakdown of the lead and ad-lib vocal plugins that make up the vocal chain that we have here. And yes, we are going to go through each plugin from top to bottom. So just be prepared. If you don't want to do the work for it though, don't worry. I have the preset link in the description below. That way you guys are able to download it on your end and then you can follow along with me. Plus it does support this channel, so I can't thank you enough for that. The song that we're going to be using is Give Me Mercy by The Weeknd. Really hard to mimic his vocals, by the way. I just want to show you how many takes it took to get the final lead vocal take. So without further ado, let's jump right into the video. So the plugins that I use for this vocal preset is all Waves plugins minus the auto-tune plugin that I have here. And we'll just focus on this lead vocal take here. Let's open up the mixer, see what's going on under the hood. Real quick, on the master channel, I do have an L3 multi-maximizer stereo. This is just on here for loudness purposes. That way you guys can hear the actual vocal track. For track 3, this is going to be my record channel. I used auto-tune, increased the retune speed up to 15, and then adjusted the humanize to 73. And then I also made sure that use low latency is checked when I'm recording. That way there's no latency when I record. And then I have this routed to this track, which is going to be my lead vocals. And inside the lead vox is studio verse. So you can see here, this is the complete vocal chain right here. So here's what we'll do. I'm going to leave auto-tune on just for good demonstrating purposes. Let's hear what it sounds like.
Every time I lost my way, I lost my faith in you. Fighting my temptations, put my body through abuse. Devil tricks with paradise, none of it is true. Fighting for your light.
So let's dive into the lead vocal, see what we got here. Starts with the vocal rider. Vocal rider is essentially what it says it's doing. It's just an automated gain leveler. So let's hear vocal rider in action.
None of it is true.
See how it got quiet in this part and the volume fader ended up turning up.
None of it is true.
Woo. Excuse me. All right, so that is vocal rider. So moving on to the NS1 plugin, it's just a noise gate plugin and it's essentially getting rid of all the background noise that's unnecessary in the mix. So basically any fan noise or background noise that just doesn't belong there. Moving on to the F6 RTA, I ended up doing a high pass filter all the way to 186 Hertz. I just completely took out that low end. And then I did subtractive EQ. This one's gonna be a real subtle effect, but in my opinion, subtractive EQ is so necessary. It just helps clean up any muddy vocals, and you can really hear the difference at the end. So let's hear what it sounds like before and after. Here's the before first.
Every time I lost my way, I lost my faith in you.
And then let's hear what it sounds like after.
Every time I lost my way, I lost my faith in you. Every time I lost my way, I lost my faith in you.
Definitely took out that unnecessary rumble at the end. It may sound like the vocals got a little too thin. Don't worry, we are going to add some of it back. In this EQ, it's the SSL E channel. We don't have to do so much mixing in this one though. All I did was bump the high frequencies and then decrease a little bit of the high mid frequencies here. I kept the low frequencies at 0, and then in the low frequency dB range, I decreased this quite a bit, -8.3. Here's what it sounds like before and after. Before first.
Every time I lost my way, I lost my faith.
After.
Every time I lost my way, I lost my faith in you. Fighting my temptations, put my body through abuse. Devil tricks with pain.
And now moving on to the compressor. I use our compressor, one of the most widely used compressors, I swear, that's out there. I decreased the threshold to -17 because that's where the peaks of my vocals were kind of hitting or sitting around. I decreased the ratio quite a bit to -5.8. I have a quicker attack and a really slow release. And then to compensate for the volume lost, I increased the gain 9 decibels. So let's hear what it sounds like before and after. Before first.
Every time I lost my way, I lost my faith in you.
After.
Every time I lost my way, I lost my faith in you. Fighting my temptations, put my body through abuse.
Next, I have a de-esser, and all this de-esser is doing is taking out those harsh S sounds. Some people like to put this at the beginning of the vocal chain. I like to put it after because the way I EQ, a lot of the harsh S sounds are very prominent. That's why I like throwing it in closer to the bottom of my vocal chain. Lastly, before we get into the effects, we have an RVox. I really love this plugin. It just adds some beefy saturation to the vocals and it sounds good. So let's hear what it sounds like before and after. So before first.
Every time I lost my way, I lost my faith in you.
After.
Every time I lost my way, I lost my faith in you. Fighting my temptations, put my body through abuse.
I mean, you heard it right there. I love that. It just brings out the best characteristics in your microphone. It can be overused, but if you find that sweet spot, it sounds beautiful. Moving on to the vocal effects, the Weeknd definitely has a doubler in his vocal mix. You can hear it like it's kind of like panned in one ear and the other. So what I did here was increase the gain on the one voice to negative 9.2, and then I did the same to the second voice, and we can hear what that sounds like with this on.
Every time I lost my way, I lost my faith in you. Every time I lost my way, I lost my faith in you.
All it's doing is spreading out the vocals, making it more of a stereo effect instead of a mono. Next up is a delay. So this delay is basically working as a slapback delay. The Weeknd has it a lot in his songs. This is what I came up with, and here's what it sounds like with this on.
Every time I lost my way, I lost my faith in you.
Here it is. So within the Manny Marroquin delay plugin, I also utilized the verb function as well as the doubler. I think it sounds really, really good. Last but not least, in the lead vocal effects, we have Manny Marroquin reverb. Now let's hear the full lead vocal effect, what it sounds like.
Every time I lost my way, I lost my faith in you. Fighting my temptations, put my body through abuse.
Ooh, that sounds good. I love that reverb, but if you think it's too much or too little, you can always adjust it using the macros that I have here. The delay and reverb macros are right here, and you can add or subtract as much as or as little as you want. Well, moving on to the ad-libs, let's turn this on, and we can actually just focus on the ad-libs. We'll go to here. We'll go to this part right here.
Bleed it, feed it.
Nice. Here's the ad-lib takes. And if we open up the vocal chain, as you can see, I still have the auto-tune plugin, same exact settings as the lead vocals. And if we open up Studio Verse, I actually have Vocal Rider off because a lot of the vocal takes were the same level anyways. So I decided to just turn it off. You're going to see that the lead vocal and the ad-lib vocals, they actually use the same plugins, but I did adjust stuff here and there. The only things that I adjusted was the F6. I have a little bit more subtractive EQ going on. If we open up the SSL channel, I took a little bit of the high frequencies out because I felt like it didn't need as much, and I didn't want it to compete with the lead vocals. The compressor, I decreased it a little bit because, again, as far as competing wise, we don't want it to compete with the lead vocals. We want it to complement the lead vocals. So that's why we turn the gain down a little bit. And then going into the effects, we have this right here, the doubler. I did end up turning the gain down for the middle vocals. That way it's more separated, thus making it more of a stereo effect. And then if we open up Manny Marroquin delay, instead of having the verb activated, I have the doubler and phaser activated. And then I put this to a 1/16th note instead of a 1/8. That way it's just a little bit more of a slap back delay. Last but not least, we have the Manny Marroquin reverb. It's the same exact setup, just adds a nice reverb touch to the ad-lib vocals. So here's what it sounds like all together.
Pleaded,
and here's after.
Pleaded, like you do, like you do.
Sweet. And then this is what it sounds like all together.
Every time I lost my way, I lost my faith in you. Fighting my temptations, put my body through abuse. Devil tricks with paradise, none of it is true. Fighting for your light, hoping that it's worth all the bleeding. When I'm defeated, give me mercy like you do, and forgive me like you do. Hope that you see me when I'm depleted. Give me mercy like you do, and forgive me. Every time I lost my way, I lost my faith in you. Fighting my temptations, put my body through abuse. Devil tricks with paradise, none of it is true. Fighting for your light, hoping that it's worth all the bleeding. When I'm defeated, give me mercy like you do, and forgive me like you do.
Sweet. That is the Mercy vocal chain preset. Again, if you want to download it yourself, you can. Link is in the description. What vocal effects should I do next? Disclaimer though, I am more focused on faith-based songs moving forward. So if there is vocal effects that's more faith-based, feel free to comment below. I hope you guys enjoyed this vocal effect. We'll see you guys in the next one. Have a blessed day. Peace.